That's my donkey. Welcome back, it's the big barn build. Excuse the bags under the eyes, it's been a frantic week on the farm with endless new arrivals and also our freezer packing up. One of our big freezers with loads of stock in it. So we've spent about 6 hours overnight, finished at about 3 AM, cooking it all down for ourselves. We'll freeze it down so nothing goes to waste. But anyway, back to the build, lots to update you on, loads of time lapse to share, which we'll kick this video off with, and then I'll explain what we're up to. That's my donkey.
I was going to say rugby scrub.
Okay.
Yeah,
5 mil.
5 mil off the top and then that's the wool. And that there.
Yeah. Right, the walls are up. We're just working out now where we're going to stop glue lamp and start our solid joist, because we decided we can save our eye joists for another big wall around the pool room. We've got a bunch of 9x2 joists, so we're going to actually switch. The ceiling level will be completely the same all the way through, centers will be the same, but the last 10 ceiling joists all the way through we're going to do in the solid timber that we've got. So that is where we're going to measure across now, work out where the last hanger will be, then we'll have to change hangers, which should be here in a minute. So these walls will actually run through the steel to the other side, and then the partition walls will come off them. So there's a cupboard here and a bathroom there. So this is, rather than a doorway, this is just the beginning of a hallway that goes down to the far bedroom and another room on the left. But nearly all these walls are going to get bolted to our seals and skinned with OSB, because they're all making up part of the rigidity of the timber frame. While the structural engineer only called for one side to be boarded, in most of them at least, he kind of made the recommendation that you may as well do both, because actually when we're fixing plasterboard, when we're wanting to hang anything, we've got that kind of blocking or boarding behind there, just makes for a really solid wall. Obviously we can't do that until first fix has gone in, any acoustic insulation, that sort of thing. But that wall's done, so we're going to get on with that, and then we'll start measuring for the joist. We've got another whole wall, almost the same as this, to put in further along the annex in a minute. Right, good news, the hangers have turned up so we can get back to the annex. We're going to get on and finish the eye joists over there. And then we've been busy doing noggins. Noggin. So a few bits to update you on, but in plunging ourselves into darkness now. We made it to the end of the day. Tip on it, just a Wednesday afternoon hump day where just those last few bits of the day just don't go to plan. But anyway, we've managed to get them recut and in, so we've got all of the joists up at the end of the annex. We've just got a couple to go in hangers and one more to go along where the steel columns are. Then that side we can park, but more importantly the back is all done now. As usual this time of day it's all getting a bit gloomy, but we've done all the noggins, all the blocking on top of the wall as well, throughout the whole of that back bay, so all good. Still waiting on this steel. I've ordered it through the merchants, but usually the steel's been showing up after 2 or 3 days, and I don't know why that's taken, so I'm going to chase that tomorrow. Then we can get that last bit above the front door in. Obviously this is the vaulted section, but until the steel goes in we can't do the landing, which is kind of a bridge bit that comes across here. And then there's only one place that we need a double hanger, so that's a 100 by 300, which is just where the last joist ends. We need to double it up because that will be the balustrade to the void area, so that's basically an open joist. So from that one it needs to have noggins back every 1200 and also metal strapping back across those, just to make sure that it's all tied back into these ones. I just had a thought, I haven't really been up there in a while, and I know you're all going to say it's not safe, but you know, I'm not that slim and I don't think I'm going to fall through a 400 space very easily, so I'm just going to stand up because it'd be interesting to see what the head height feels like. I'll tell you one thing, it's feeling far more solid up here now all that blocking's in. Sorry, should have put a light up here. So we're definitely over 3 meters up to the ridge, but what I'm now discussing with myself and with suppliers is when we come to the MVHR, which is the ventilation ducting throughout all of the upstairs, well, throughout the whole house, we were going to run it within the purlin voids, but of course you can't really go through the purlins. So what I'm thinking about is dropping the ceiling in the middle all the way down to flatten off. So we'll just kind of put in a tie, I guess, a horizontal section, and then that would give us a constant ducting all the way through the building, right down there to that far corner, which is the kind of the upstairs plant room where the ventilation will be. So we'll be able to bring it up. We'll probably have to bring it up within a wall or box it in. Once we're in there, we can come along and just drop down into rooms. Still got to sort this window out because it's meant to be a square window. Messed up a bit there, so that left-hand stud we need to knock out and fudge that around, but we could do that once the floor's in. But apart from that, it's looking good, looking pretty much ready for a heck of a lot of chipboard floor and a lot of gluing. We've actually put off doing any more of the OSB on that wall because we just figured it'd be easier. We can board downstairs, of course, any time, but we may as well, rather than using the tower now, we'll just wait and we'll drop that last joist in afterwards, but we'll get the flooring in and then we can board all that at the same time. But that is our one little corner of light at the moment, so we may as well keep it as long as we can. Just to give you an idea, so that is the stairwell. That's where we've got a kind of 180 helical stairs somehow being built sometime somewhere when I've got enough money to come up in there. And then over the far end, we've just got to get those last joists in above the front porch, but then that last bit there is that open void which goes to the right to the roof. So those two will remain open, so that's all we need to handrail around for the time being during construction, and the rest of this we can just crack on. It's dark and it's grim up here, I know, but we are now probably only 5 weeks off getting the glazing in. I think 1st of April, April Fools. 1st of April is when we're planning to get it in, and that's the delivery date. That's not when everything goes in, that's when some of the doors go in and we get on-site training, because we're going to be fitting a lot of them ourselves. But at least it means we're one step closer to getting everything on site, and that's really exciting. But I'm going to leave it there because you've had your fill of floors. Any questions, as always, leave them down in the description. Don't leave them in the description, that's my area. Leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks to James Jones and Sons for sponsoring this phase of the build. We're cracking on with all their products because we're using basically everything they got. I-joists, carcassing, regular joists, stud work, and it's all going to plan. So thank you all for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time.